Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again and going back to the main set of MH3 today, and we're going to have a quick look at Rosheen, Roaring Prophet. 2 red and green for a 4/4 giant shaman. She is back. Someone said to me she looks like an angry mother-in-law, so if there's any mother-in-laws watching this video, I'm really sorry, I don't think that, but someone did say it on stream, so you can go and check the stream out if you want to. Anyway, that's down below on Twitch. Go and follow it. Anyway, when Rosheen, Roaring Prophet, enters the battlefield, mill 6 cards. You may put a card with X in its mana cost from among them into your hand, and then you can tap. Reveal any number of cards with X in their mana cost in your hand. You get 2 colourless mana, well, completely proper colourless, devoid type colourless mana for each card revealed this way, and spend this mana only on cards that contain X. So they gave you the really nice mana, but then told you couldn't use it to cast Eldrazi with. Whoops. Anyway, yeah, it's fun. I haven't done a pure X spells deck for a long time, and realistically, what else you can do with Rosheen? So here we go. This is what today's deck looks like. Starting at the beginning, because I'm using MTG Goldfish, this is a little bit strange, but we'll do it this way anyway. So, Hangerback Walker's first creature in the deck, XX. This counts as X for your tapping of Rosheen, and can get very big very quickly with the amount of mana you can generate. Arbor Elf, Birds of Paradise, Mystic Elves, Firenoid Elves are just here purely to help us ramp in and get Rosheen out a little bit quicker. Next X one is there's a lot of Hydras in the deck, by the way. Gelvane Hydras here. Get the tap treasure tokens helps us recover. Hungering Hydra is also in the deck. Again, another way of getting the X +1/+1 counters, getting the X value for Rosheen. Llanowar Elves makes an appearance, more ramp. Then we have Nyxborn Hydra. So this is quite nice. We can bestow this one, so we can actually make one of our elves or our birds of paradise really quite dangerous at some stage if we need to, because of this bestow ability. So yay, go us. Protean Hulk gets in and does all the extra. Comes in with the X +1/+1 counters, and if damage will be dealt, remove that many counters from it, and then whenever a +1/+1 counter is removed from the Hydra, put 2 on at the beginning of the next end step. Okay, that's nice. Termagant Swarm comes in for 40k land. Ravenous. This creature enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counts on it. If it X is 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. Yep, thank you. Nice one we can put in. And when it dies, we get a whole load of little green Tyrannid creature swarm tokens. Wildwood Scourge comes into play with the X +1/+1 counters, and whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a non-Hydra creature, you get to put 1 extra on here. Aberrant comes in for 40k land, because it is X. Comes in with the X +1/+1 counters on it. Trample, heavy power weapon. When it deals combat damage to a player or player, destroy target artifact or enchantment. That's nice. Apocalypse Hydra enters the battlefield. If 5 is more, it comes in with an additional lot, and you can remove 1 to ping things. Bloom Tenderer for the mana ramp. Dockside, it's a red deck. Yeah, okay, it's here. Sorry. Genesis Hydra hopefully goes and finds you something that's a lot more useful than just having a card that's got X go into your onto the battlefield and instantly die. Hopefully. Hooded Hydra does the whole morphing thing, and we can turn it face up if we need to, or hopefully we'd sooner play it with a whole load of counters on it, so when it dies we get all the snake creature tokens. Incubation Druid gives us more ramp. Morlock also from 40k land. Terror of the Deep. When Morlock enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Make this big so it comes in and just eats something. Primordial Hydra again enters the battlefield with X. We get to double our +1/+1 counters, and as long as we have 10 or more, it has trample. It's quite easy to make 10 +1/+1 counters on this because of Rosheen's ability with all the X spells that we're seeing so far. Tervagoy also appears from 40k land. When it deals combat damage to play, create that many 1/1 green Tyrannid green creature tokens. Thank you. Voracious Hydra can be played as a 0/1 if you really want it to be, just so we're clear on this. One of the few Hydras that can. However, you're never going to want to. You want double the number of +1/+1 counters, or fighting something that comes into play. Lifeblood Hydra enters the battlefield with X11 counters on it. When it dies, you gain life and draw cards equal to its power. Savala's here to help us pump things out a little bit more, because once we get this going with a load of big Hydras in play, we should be able to get a lot of mana off Savala each turn. Beast Whisperer gives a bit of card draw. Oracle will die for the extra lands. The original version of Rosheen, because we might as well have this in to have the 4 in our mana pool to spend only on costs that contain X, like we did in the traditional Hydra decks built around Rosheen. Two last things, Kolgrin Yidaro, so we have got a big fight haste thing, a way to destroy artifacts for enchantments, or just giving it trample and haste until the end turn at 7/7 for 6 mana, pretty good still. And same with Kolga, had to have the original Kolgrin as well. When it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it can fight something when it comes into play. Spells wise, there are a lot of X spells, and I'm hoping you know most of them. I'll try and go through some of the more interesting ones if I can. Animus Awakening for lands, Banefire for specific removal, Earthquake for general removal, Green Sun's Twilight to get a good card into the battlefield or into our hand and do it that way. Green Sun's Zenith, because if I'm playing X I must play this one as well, especially great to go and fetch something like Rosheen at the end of the turn, so bear that in mind. Hurricane, loads of damage and kills all the flies with a bit of luck. Red Sun Zenith, again targeted damage. Song of Totaness to get the rat creatures, because there's an X spell and it gives everything else haste, so you can make a whole swarm of things to attack with off Rosheen's mana generation, which is quite nice. Subterranean Tremors, we will hopefully be paying X equals 8 a lot of the time to deal X damage to each creature without flying. You get 4 X's, 4 or more. Destroy all the artifacts, then we get the 8/8 lizard creature token, which is nice. Awaken the Woods gives us forests to tap. Finale of Devastation gives us a way of winning the game quite happily. Maybe after we've cast Awaken the Woods, the next time we do the Finale of Devastation. I've lost that twice on stream recently, so yeah, it's a good card, I know that. Nature's Law, bit of ramp. Nylea's Intervention, get the lands or prevent the damage, or kill off all the X creatures with flying. Open the Way, can't be greater, X can't be greater number of players in the game. Reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal X land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library. So yeah, that's going to be a 6 mana, go and find 4 lands most of the time into Commander Land. Rampant Growth for the ramp. Ravaging Blaze deals X damage to a creature. Notice if we've got 2 or more sorceries in our graveyard, we also get to do that damage to the creature's controller. So a little bit of damage to them, a lot of damage to, big load of damage to a creature, even if you're overkilling, gets you a whole lot of damage onto someone's face. Lovely. Reap the Past, just to return things from our graveyard to our hand, especially if some of the things have been killed off. Savage Twister deals X damage to each creature. Nice way to take everything out. 3 visits for the ramp. World Soul's Rage deals X damage to any target, put up to X lands from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield tapped, which is quite nice since you might have milled them with Rosheen, hence why this makes an appearance. Chord of Calling is just Chord of Calling. Storm King's Thunder, whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. You're really going to be using this on things like Rampant Growth or 3 visits just to get the extra lands out. But hey, if you can find a way to make it work, all well and good to you. Chain Reaction for the control side of things, and then Decimate. Yeah, I'd still play Decimate. We tend to have the targets for it, and yeah, it's pretty good fun still. Artifact Rise, not too much. Soul Ring, Signets, Medallion of each colour, and Talisman of each colour, and then 2 horns. The Horn of the Mark, whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack, look at the top 5 cards, you may reveal a creature card from them and put them in your hand, and a Horn of Greed, so when lands come into play we all get to draw, and that's symmetrical, so it goes across the board, so there you go. Enchantments, Hardened Scales, Growing Rights at Idlamok, and then Unbound Flourishing as well, just to double up the X value of any spells we do cast. Lands, red and green lands, all the way through the deck. Nothing fancy at all here. Nothing you'd expected. Forests, mountains, and then Cradle of Growth to back it all up. And that's it for my take on Rosheen. Like I say, she is quite a fun little commander to have in play. Is it a seriously competitive deck? Probably not. Can you make a lot of mana, have a lot of fun with it if you want to play something casually at your kitchen table? Yeah, or down at your friendly local gaming store? Yes, you can. And I think, I think Rosheen's probably at home in more 3-colour decks where she fits in with some of the other better X spells. But yeah, we can make big Hydras, we can attack with big Hydras and just have fun. And that's really what this deck does. So, thanks for watching today's video. If you can, please hit the subscribe button down below. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Not quite sure which commander I'm going to cover yet, but I have an idea. So, see you all soon. Take care. Bye.